creation of an agenda review committee?
I've looked at this particular point in the new business under the heading of Councillor Dunce's formation of an agenda review committee. And on a point of order, I've decided that it's not relevant to this this particular meeting, and it's not relevant in total because it seeks to subvert the office of the mayor, and it has no basis under the Act, and I'm referring to the community charter. And so with the authority that I have to run a meeting, I'm saying that the resolution as presented is not within the jurisdiction of this council to deal with. It's a provincial jurisdiction. If you're going to change the mayor's duties, you better start writing letters to the provincial government. So we're on to the next item.
Mr. Mayor, am I allowed to speak to that issue?
I made a ruling. So
what is the rule, please?
the ruling is that this resolution is out of order.
Unfortunately, Mayor Adelaar, council members have a right to speak to a resolution that's on the agenda.
You're not going to be able to take a vote on it. I've already made an order, and if anybody wants to change the order, I think they should discuss it with council. That's legal counsel.
I believe that this is a council issue, and once it's on the agenda, I don't believe that it can be taken off in quite this manner. I might suggest that we move it to the closed session that we have following this meeting and deal with it there.
No, I've made a ruling. Anything else?
No. I'm not sure if the ruling of the mayor can overrule the authority of council. My understanding, and I'm not sure what sections of the community charter you refer to, I don't think that the mayor has authority to rule. The ruling of the government of the municipality rests in council and mayor. So you may have a privileged status, but I'm not sure if you can just order to be something to be taken off the agenda. I may be wrong, yes, but maybe we have somebody who knows.
Councillor Dunce is correct. It requires a vote of a majority vote to remove it from the agenda.
I've made a ruling. I'm sorry, and it's a correct ruling. There's no jurisdiction in the community charter for this type of resolution to come forward. None. There's none. I'm looking at it. Under section 116 2 sub A, I set the agenda. I, as mayor, that's my duty. It's not the duty of councillors, and it's certainly not the duties of acting mayors, whatever that is. So,
point of order. I think.
No. Excuse me. Point of order. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm the chair of this meeting. I'm speaking Crow.
We have a voice in this matter.
Yeah, you have a voice, but the voice, you're going to have to bring it back, or you're going to have to seek legal counsel. But we're not going to deal with this today.
Then I suggest we defer this and we seek legal counsel and bring it back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Refer to our solicitor.
Excuse me, can you repeat that again, please? What did you just say?
I said we could refer this to our solicitor for comment.
Could we get that comment today before the meeting is over?
I will check right now.
So are we adjourning that?
No, business can continue. Casey, can you just read out the next item, please?
Sorry about that. The next order of business is 5.2, Councillor Dunst, regarding proposed workshop about Snug Cove issues.
I'm not quite sure. Have you adjourned?
No. We're on to the next agenda.
We're on to the next
I
agenda
will
item
not be on
until the municipal clerk
Okay.
comes back.
Right. Unfortunately, somehow there was a sequence to what I wanted to say. Snug Cove is probably the top priority of this council. Most of us ran on the promise to finally do something. We have to remember that 7 or 8 years ago, Bowen Islanders were asked by way of a referendum to agree that the municipality would be allowed to borrow $2 million, and they were promised that some of the land would be developed and sold so that the initial investment would be recovered, and further that there would be enough revenue created from the remaining land for needed infrastructure and community facilities. That is now 7 or 8 years past, and we haven't seen any serious attempt to actually do something with what we commonly refer to as a surplus lands. Now, the council was elected on the promise to do a lot of things, among which probably most prominently is the community center. We all know full well that without some disposition of the surplus lands, we cannot even repair our current fairly desolate finances, and we definitely cannot afford any additional capital expenditures. So, for that reason, and being fully aware how politics work, a new council, no matter how determined they are and how active they will be, they have about 1 year to make the real difficult decision. After that, it's at best implementation and the grind. So we have very, very little time, and I figure that all decisions which have to be made in regard to at least the first phase of disposable land in Snug Cove, we have all information in place. We have too many plans already, and we don't need more plans. What we need is a financial implementation plan. And a financial implementation plan is to come to resolve which parts of those lands are actually easy developable. And I use that term developer with purpose, because the municipality as a landowner is, if they like it or not, a developer. A developer looks at land as a commodity which has been acquired to convert it into money. And that is a stated goal of previous councils as well, because they invested not in parkland, they bought it as surplus land from the GVAD, and the GVAD at that time declared it as surplus to park needs. So, if we agree on that, then we have to ask which parcels of this land could be easiest developed, and there we will probably, if it would be an engineer and a planner and an architect and three other people who are conversed in real estate matters, it would take probably half a day, an afternoon, to decide which of those parcels are easiest to develop. And easiest means the infrastructure is close by, it doesn't cost too much, and then you think about the potential use. So the last thing I would like to see happening, and I'm very much aware that a decision needs to be made by September, Labor Day at the latest, is that we now go in another deep planning process. And I feel if we invite the community and we state very clearly that our planning goal, our decision process has to lead to a decision how to raise about $3 to $5 million. And that has to be raised to retire the existing debt of $2 million, and to raise ideally another $2 to $3 million as equity for the community center. Now, if that is the planning goal of a workshop, charrette, or whatever process, then it will not take the community, which takes half a day time, to come to a resolve on that. Because it is absolutely obvious which areas would fit those criteria. We don't need more planners, we don't need to spend money. All we have to spend one afternoon having all the information in front of us to come to a resolution what to do. The next step will then be to talk to the grants people, to the lender for the municipality, and to make decisions about either disposition or proposal calls or form public-private partnerships or you name it, community cooperation. But first, nothing in Snug Cove can happen without having a clear idea and a decision which parts of Snug Cove are slated for development. And that decision cannot be made without being fully aware of the financial limitations and the potential. So that's why I'm very much in favor of organizing a workshop, maybe in 3-4 weeks at the latest, invite the public, and then hopefully by March we have a good idea, and then we can hopefully work towards the implementation so that we have decisions in place by the end of the summer break. And that's, for my personal planning, is the ultimate and the latest deadline by having decisions, the hard decisions we have to make in place. Now all that depends on a very, very cooperative council. We have to make decisions, we have to know where we're going, and that's why it was so important to have an agreement about who and to what extent we can set agendas. That's why I regret your decision, Mr. Mayor, to disallow that.
Let's leave that.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to hear back from Russell.
Okay.